Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So we'll begin with our prayers. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshutarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shavasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome everyone. We are discussing from Caitanya Caritāmrta Ādī-Līlā 4th chapter. And in this 4th chapter, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is describing the 5th verse of the 1st chapter. That is the internal reasons for appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is the entire section of this chapter, entire theme of this chapter, the confidential reasons for the appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this chapter, so far we have discussed how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appears in this world because of two reasons, two internal reasons. Premras niryas karite aswadan ragamarg bhakti loke karite pracharan. To taste and to spread this Sankirtan movement. And then to glorify Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kaviraj Goswami describes the glories of Srimati Radharani. And then he describes the glories of Krishna as Rasik Shekhar. So we have completed till 111 verses, where we have seen the last section was how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the madness of love of Krishna, he behaves in so many ways. He's crying whole night, and Sarup Damodar Goswami, he just pacifies the Lord. And then Kaviraj Goswami goes on to describe how Krishna, he is manifesting various pastimes in Braja. So in Braja, Krishna manifests three different ages: Kaumar, Paugand, and Kaishor. Kaumar means adolescence or childhood. Paugand means boyhood, and Kaishor means adolescence. So Kaumara, in Kaumara, Krishna, he reciprocated with Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, and made so many beautiful, expressions of love, where he would attract all the Brajavasis with his childhood pastimes. When Nand Maharaj would tell, "Oh Krishna, please bring that wooden stool." So Krishna, small child with small hands, he would just go and try to push it. Although he was not able to push, so he would slap his arms, showing that I have that strength. Bahuk shepam cha kurute swanam cha pritim avahan. And then as he grew, he manifested various pastimes with his friends. Nijasama saka sange gogana charana range vrindavane swachanda vihar. Yar venu dhvani sune sthavar jangama prani pulak kampa ashru vahedhar. So when Krishna, he would go to the forest, and with all the cowherd boys, he would play his flute, and he would make inanimate objects melt. That was Pauganda pastime. And then in the Kaishora pastime, he manifested beautiful pastimes with Srimati Radharani and all the gopis. And Kaviraj Goswami says that the speciality of this Kaishora is this Kaishora, the pastimes which Krishna performed in this Kaishora, made the entire universe successful. So the success of this entire world, entire cosmic manifestation, is to behold the beautiful form of the Lord. That is the purpose of Lord's manifestation in this world. Yasya khilami vahavi sumangalai vacho vimishra guna karma janmabhi prananti shumbhanti punanti vaijagat yastad virakta shavashobhanamati. All the sinful activities can be destroyed by hearing the pastimes of Lord Krishna. The pastimes of Krishna, the words which are mixed with the guna, karma, and janma of the Lord, they purify the world, they enliven the world, and they animate this world. So therefore, Kaviraj Goswami says that Krishna, he manifested so many beautiful pastimes in this Kaishora. And he quotes a verse from Vishnu Puran, 116th verse, where it tells that Lord Madhusudan enjoyed his youth with the cowherd girls of Braja in the autumn nights. And then he made this entire world successful by manifesting so many beautiful pastimes with Srimati Radharani and her friends. And then Kaviraj Goswami goes on to describe in detail the three internal reasons for Lord Chaitanya's descent. So in response to these, to explain these reasons, he gives that there are three internal reasons. That Krishna had three unfulfilled desires. When Krishna went back to the spiritual world, he had three unfulfilled desires. And to fulfill those desires only, Krishna has come as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what are the three internal reasons for Lord Chaitanya's descent? That is the Ādī-Līlā, first chapter, 6th verse. So the confidential reasons are described in the 5th verse and the 6th verse also. So now the 5th verse is over. Now the 6th verse, Kaviraj Goswami is explaining. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayeva Swadyo Yena Adbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiya Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavataha Kidrisham Vettilobhat Tadbhavadhya Samajani Shachi Garbha Sindho Harindho. So in this beautiful verse, Kaviraj Goswami is telling that Krishna, he wanted to understand three things. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, the glories of Srimati Radharani's love. Second, Swadyo Yena Adbhuta Madhurima, to taste that quality which Srimati Radharani is alone relishing. So first is glories of Srimati Radharani's love. Second, the qualities of Srimati Radharani, which she herself is experiencing through her love. And third reason is Saukhyam Chasya Mad Anubhavataha, and the happiness she feels when she serves Krishna. To understand these three things, Shachi Garbhe, from the womb of Shachi Mata, Krishna appeared as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So three things: to understand the glories of Radharani's love, to understand why Srimati Radharani is not able to forget me, and third, what pleasure she's experiencing by serving me. Because generally the master enjoys more than the servant, but in the spiritual world, servant enjoys more than the master. This is what was little intriguing for Krishna. So therefore, the Sevak Tattva is being described in this verse. Who is a Sevak? What is a prerogative of a Sevak? What a Sevak, what a servant can attain in this world. The epitome of servant is Srimati Radharani. And what she is experiencing? She is experiencing 10 million times greater happiness than Krishna. So therefore, from 121st verse onwards, Kaviraj Goswami describes the first desire of Krishna, to understand the greatness of Radharani's love. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. So Kaviraj Goswami says, Tahara Prathama Vancha Koriye Vyakhyan Krishna Kahe Ami Hoi Rasera Nidan. So now he says, I shall explain now first desire. So Krishna is thinking, I am the cause of all causes. Ami Hoi Rasera Nidan. I am the source of all the rasa. Krishna is Akhila Rasamrit Murti. He is the fountainhead of all the rasas. Purnanandamayami Chinmay Purna Tattva Radhikara Preme Ama Korae Unmatta. So Krishna is thinking, I am full of spiritual bliss, I am full of joy, I am full of truth. But the love of Srimati Radharani drives me mad. Radhar Prem, The love of Srimati Radharani, Ama hai unmatta, I am becoming mad. Just getting the love of Srimati Radharani, I am getting mad. Radhikar Prem Guru Ami Shishya Nat Sada Amana Nritya Nachaye Udbhat. So now Krishna is telling in a beautiful way that the love of Srimati Radharani is like my teacher and I am her disciple. I am a dancing disciple. She is a teacher and she is making me dance. Her love makes me dance. That is what is intriguing to Krishna. Gopibhi stobito nrityat bhagavan balavat kvachit udgayati kvachin mugdha tadvasho darvyantravat. So gopis, they would tell, oh Krishna, if you dance, I'll give you this butter. If you dance, I'll give you this sweet. And Krishna is dancing. That is what is intriguing to Krishna. What is that love which she is experiencing? What are the glories of her love? Then Kaviraj Goswami quotes a very interesting, beautiful verse from Ādī-Līlā, his own composition. Kasmad brinde priya sakhi hare padamulau putauso kundaranye kimiha kurute nritya siksha guruka tam tvanmurti pratitarulata digvidikshu spuranti shailu shiva bhramati parito nartayanti sapaschat. Now, in this verse, there is a conversation going on between Vrinda Devi and Srimati Radharani. So, because the context is Krishna is thinking, Arey, the love of Srimati Radharani is making me dance. What is that love? So, in relation to this, he is quoting a verse. He is telling, Kasmat Vrinde Priyasakhi, oh Vrinda Devi, oh my dear friend, from where are you coming? Padamulo, Hare Padamulo. Vrinda Devi tells, I am coming from the lotus feet of Krishna. That is her position always. Putauso, where is he? So Radharani is asking, where is he? So Tulsi Devi, Vrinda Devi says that Kundaranye, he is in Radhakund. He is in the forest on the bank of Radhakund. Oh, Kimeha Kurute, what is he doing there? Nritya Siksha, he is learning dance. Acha, who is the Guru? Guru ka teacher kaun hai? Sikha kaun raha hai? So she is telling, Tam Twan Murti, your image is the teacher. Your image, Srimati Radharani, Prati Tarulata Digvidikshu Spranti. Your Murti, which is revealing itself in every creeper of the Vrindavan, that is making him dance. Shailu Shiva Bhramati Parito Nartayanti Sapaschat. And your Murti is roaming around like an expert dancer. And Krishna is following behind. So that is how Krishna is thinking, what is that love which she is experiencing? She is making me mad. Nija prema swade mura haye ahlad taha hoite koti gun radha prema swa. Whatever pleasure I am getting from tasting my love for Srimati Radharani, I also love Srimati Radharani. But the love which I am tasting is nothing. Her love, tahate koti gun. Her love is 10 million times. She is experiencing 10 million times greater happiness than me. How is this possible? Then he tells, Krishna is thinking, just like, I am the abode of all the contradictory qualities. Krishna is the abode of all the contradictions. All the contradictions are resolved in Krishna. Similarly, Radharani's love is always full of contradictions. Krishna is not able to understand what is this love of Srimati Radharani. And that's why he's getting so much intrigued. What is this love of Srimati Radharani? So Krishna is abode of all the contradictory qualities. Karmanyani hasya bhavo bhavasyate Durga Shrayothari Bhayat Palayanam Kalatmano Yat Pramadayutashramam Swatman Rate Khityati Dhir Vidaniha. So this is spoken by Uddhava to Vidurji. He's telling, I am getting confused and bewildered seeing how Krishna acts in so many contradictory ways. He has nothing to do in this world. He's the Supreme Lord, but still he is working. He is unborn, abhavasyate, but he takes birth. Durga Shrayothari Bhayat Palayanam. Fear personified fears him. And he is running out of fear of Jarasandha and he is taking shelter in a fort of Dwarka. Kalatmanoyat pramadayutashramam. He is self-satisfied. But he is surrounded by 16,108 queens. Swatman rate, he is self-satisfied, but still, it is so very astonishing. Khidyati dhir vidamha. Even great people are also bewildered. That's why Bhishma Dev also he said, Nahi asya karehchit rajan puman ved viditsatam yad vijigyasayakta muhyanti kavayopihi. Nobody can understand this personality who is standing here. Krishna, don't think he's your maternal brother. No. Yanmanyase matuleyam. You are thinking he's your maternal brother. He's your surit. Yanmanyase matuleyam surit mitram. He's your friend. He's that supreme personality. Nobody can understand him. So Krishna is thinking just like I am the abode of all the contradictory qualities. Srimati Radharani's love is also full of all the contradictions. Radha prema vibhuyaha badite nahi thai tathapi se kshane shane badaye sadai. Although Radharani's love is all pervading, there is no room remaining for expanding further, but still it is increasing. It is all pervading, but still it is increasing. That is the contradiction. Yaha vai guru vastu nahi shunishchit tathapi guru dharma gaurava varjit. So he's thinking, actually there is nothing greater than her love. And her love is devoid of all the pride. There is no pride in Srimati Radharani's love that I am the greatest lover of Krishna. She never thinks that she is the best. Krishna always thinks that this devotee who is serving Krishna, he is better than me. And that is our hope. That Krishna, whenever we serve Krishna, Radharani, gives recommendation. Oh, please accept him. Arey, what accept him? He is sleeping in the class every day. Japa karne mein to so jata hai. No, at least sleeping in japa only. No. Sleeping in class only. Please give him mercy. So that is our hope. That Radharani is devoid of pride. She never thinks that she is the best. On the contrary, she thinks that she is a student, Vidyarthini. Je gopi more kare dveshe, Krishnera kare santoshe, Krishna tare kore abhilash, Mui tare gore yaya tare seo dasi hoya tabe more sukhera ullas. So when a gopi serves Krishna and she does not like Srimati Radharani, although it is not mundane envy, it is a transcendental envy. All emotions in the spiritual world are for pleasure of Krishna. But Radharani tells, if Krishna likes her, I am ready to become her servant. So that's how when somebody is proud, then Krishna does not even notices that person. Krishna is attracted by humility. That's what he is telling here. Although Radharani's love is all pervading, there is no scope for further expansion, but still she is devoid of any pride. So we may acquire some of the powers and skills, but we should never be proud, because whatever we have is ultimately given by Krishna. As they say, pride is the beginning of the fall down. Whatever we have our wealth, strength, skills, if they are not used in Krishna's service, they are all useless. Tapasvino dana paraya shashvino manasvino mantra vido sumangala shemam na vindanti vinaya darpanam tasmai subhadra shravase namo namaha. Whatever skills, whatever capacities we have, we should use it in Krishna's service. So Krishna is telling, nothing is purer than her love. Radharani's love is the purest. But her behavior is many times crooked. That is one of the qualities of Srimati Radharani. She is crooked. Although she is the purest, but she behaves in so many ways that attracts Krishna's attention. So therefore, Kaviraj Goswami quotes a verse from Dan Keli Kamudi by Raghunath Das by Rupa Goswami, where he is telling that all glories to Srimati Radharani's love, which is all pervading. Although it is important, but it is devoid of all the pride. Although it is pure, but it is always mixed with duplicity. That is how Radharani is. So Radharani is also full of contradictory behavior. Just like Krishna is full of contradictions. And who is Radharani? Expansion of Krishna. She is also full of contradictions. She is all pervading. Her love is all pervading, but still it increases. How is it possible? Inconceivable. Her love is all important, but still there is no pride in her. Her love is the purest, but still she behaves in so many duplicitous ways, all to give pleasure to Krishna. So therefore, Radharani's love is the highest. And Radharani, Srimati Radharani, she is the highest abode of that love. She is the Ashraya Tattva. So Radharani is the highest abode of love, Ashraya. All the love takes shelter in Srimati Radharani. And Krishna is the object of that love. Krishna is the Vishaya. And therefore, Krishna is thinking, I want to taste that love, that pleasure, which Srimati Radharani is experiencing. So my mind races to taste that pleasure which Srimati Radharani is experiencing. Although I am trying my best, but still I cannot taste it. How can I taste? So that's how Krishna is thinking. If sometime I can be that abode of that love, then I may taste. So Prabhupada describes in detail in the purport there that the devotee is the ashraya. Devotee is the abode of love. And Krishna is the object of love. He is the Vishaya. Just like Srimati Radharani is the Ashraya Tattva and Krishna is the Vishaya Tattva. So therefore, Krishna in his transcendental consciousness is thinking, I want to experience that pleasure which Radharani is experiencing. Although I am also happy, I am Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. But Radharani's love is million times greater. Radharani's pleasure is million times greater than mine. I want to experience that. So therefore, to experience that pleasure, Lord Krishna appears as Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And his desire to taste the pleasure of Srimati Radharani was blazing in his heart. So that was the first desire. The first desire of Krishna was to understand the greatness of Srimati Radharani's love. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayeva. What is the greatness of love of Srimati Radharani? Then Kaviraj Goswami describes the second desire. Madhya Adbhut Madhurima. To taste my own sweetness. What is my sweetness which she is experiencing? And then Krishna is thinking, my sweetness is Adbhut, Ananta, Purna, wonderful, unlimited, infinite, full. And nobody can find a limit to my sweetness. Only Srimati Radharani, by the strength of her love, can experience, can taste all the nectar of my sweetness. Nobody else. Although my sweetness has no room for expansion, but still, Srimati Radharani's love, it is like a mirror. And in that mirror, my beauty, my sweetness keeps on increasing every moment. So therefore, he's thinking that there is constant competition which is happening between Krishna's sweetness and Radharani's love. And therefore, my sweetness is always newer and newer, and devotee, they taste my sweetness according to their position. And then he tells that, what to speak of others, even when I see my sweet beauty in a mirror, I also desire to taste it. But I cannot. And I am thinking, how can I taste my own beauty? And my hankering is increasing. So that's how Krishna is, unlimitedly attractive, unlimitedly beautiful. No one can know the end of it. But our unfortunate position is we are not at all attracted. Durdaiva midrishamiha janinam raga. Our vision, our consciousness is covered by a very, very thick layer of anartha, so that we cannot even experience the beauty of Krishna even a little bit. So by the process which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, we can at least strive for experiencing that. We can at least pray to Krishna, pray to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that one day I want to experience that pleasure, that sweetness which you are manifesting. An entire world is getting mesmerized. There was no one in Vrindavan who was not attracted to Krishna. Even cows, plants, animate and inanimate objects, everybody was stunned when Krishna would play his flute. Yad go dvija druma mrigaha pulakani abhibhran. So therefore, Krishna is thinking, I'm so very beautiful, and I'm not able to taste my own beauty. The mirror of Srimati Radharani's heart, it is making my sweetness appear more and more newer and newer at every moment. So therefore, Prabhupada writes, there is always a competition between the servant and the master. And in spiritual world, servant, in the material world, servant is many times exploited. That's why nobody wants to become servant. But we don't understand. The word servant is itself very, abominable. Servant. Because the conception is servant means I'll be exploited, I'll be abused, I'll not get my rights. But in the spiritual world, the conception of servant is completely different. Servant enjoys more than the master. That's why Krishna, who is the Supreme Master, he is coming as his own servant. So therefore, Krishna is thinking that who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine? I am the abode of all the beauty. Only Srimati Radharani is experiencing all the nectar of my beauty. Therefore, I want to taste that. One time, Krishna was in Dwarka and there was a jeweled pillar. And Krishna, he happened to see his own reflection in that pillar. And he was stunned. He was thinking, who is he? He forgot that that is his own reflection. And he was thinking, who is this personality? रूप देखिया पणार कृष्णेरा होइला चमत्कार आस्वादिते मने उठे काम स्वसौभाग्य यार नाम सौंदर्यादि गुणग्राम एई रूप नित्य तार धाम रूप देखिया अपनार कृष्णेरा होइला चमत्कार. Krishna was astonished to see his own beauty. Aswadite mane uthe kam, and he wants to taste that. That is the reason Krishna is appearing as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna madhuryer ek swabhavik bal, Krishna adi nar nari korai chanchal. That is the glory of Krishna's beauty. Krishnera madhurya, you know. So Krishnera madhurya is so very wonderful that it attracts even Krishna. It attracts all the men, all the women. Even men are attracted to the beauty of Krishna, beginning with Krishna himself. So that is how Krishna is manifesting his Madhurima and is attracting. That is the purpose of his appearance in this world, to attract everyone with his beauty. So therefore, all minds are attracted to his beauty. When Krishna plays his flute, when Krishna speaks something, gopis, they are stunned. They cannot hear anything else. They cannot speak anything else. Whenever Krishna plays flute, they are just stunned. Kanera bhitar vasa kare, apane taha sada spure, anya shabda na deya praveshite, ana katha na shune kan, an bolite bolai an, ei Krishnera vamshira charite. That is the beautiful characteristic of Krishna's flute. When the flute sound enters the ears of the gopis, stays there. It stays there, does not allow anything else to enter. Apane taha sada spure, and the newer and newer ecstasies they are experiencing. Anya shabda na deya praveshite. They cannot speak anything, they cannot hear anything. Ana katha na shune kan, an bolite bolai an. That is the glory of Krishna's flute. That's why gopis, they envy the flute. There is a whole Venu Geet in the 10th canto, where gopis are telling what tapasya this flute has done. Gopya tapakkimacharam yadamushya rupam. Gopya tapas kushalam smavenum damodaradara sudha pigopikanam bhungte swayam yadavashishta rasam radinyo. They are telling, what austerity. Gopya Kimacharan, this flute, what tapasya he has done. Although he is in a male body, still he is experiencing the Damodar Adhar Sudha. He is experiencing the nectar of Krishna's lips, which is our property. He is drinking everything, leaving nothing for us. So that is the glory of Krishna's beauty, Krishna's flute, Krishna's words. And whoever drinks the beauty of Krishna, one wonderful characteristic is he is never satisfied. He is satisfied only with Krishna Katha, and he is not satisfied with Krishna Katha. Devotees are satisfied only with Krishna Katha, and they are never satisfied with Krishna Katha. Netre pibantyo, they keep on drinking with their eyes, they keep on drinking with their ears. Vayam tu na vitripyama uttama shloka vikrame. We are not satisfied. Please keep on singing, glorifying Krishna. And Dwarkavasis, they would see Krishna every day. But still, for them, Krishna's beauty was ever fresh, ever new. Nityam nirikshamananam yadapi dvarakaukasam na vitripyanti hidrisham shriyo dhamangam achyutam. Nityam nirikshamananam. They were drinking the nectar of Krishna's beauty every day, but still not satisfied. That is the beauty of Krishna. That is the characteristic of Krishna Katha. Who can be satisfied hearing Krishna Katha? Unless he is an animal. Only an animal will not be attracted. So therefore, such a person, then Kaviraj Goswami, Krishna is thinking that my beauty is so amazing that such a person who has tasted my beauty begins to blaspheme even Lord Brahma, saying that kya body banaya, you don't know the art of creation. You have created eyelids, they blink, and we are not able to see Krishna. And they blame that you have not given us millions of eyes. You have just given me 2 eyes. You have not given me millions of ears, just given me 2 ears. And even those eyes, they blink. How will I see Krishna? That was the complaint of gopis. So, in this world, whoever you may be, however expert you may be, you will be criticized. And in this position, in this situation, who is criticizing whom? The greatest of the devotees are criticizing the greatest of the creator. Gopis are criticizing Brahmaji. Atati yadbhavan ahanikananam trutiyugayate tvamapashyata kutila kuntalam shrimukham tache jada udikshatam pakshma kritrisham. Brahma is a fool number 1. Jada udikshatam. He doesn't know how to do the creation also. Krishna, whenever you go to forest, all day we are in separation. And we are not able to see your face. Truti yugayate tvam apashyatam. In your separation, one moment looks like a yuga. And when you meet us, we cannot even see you properly. Your face, which is surrounded by curls of beautiful hair, Kutila kuntalam shrimukham tsate. We are not able to see you because our eyes blink. Right? This Brahma doesn't know how to create. That is the glory of the gopis, and that is the beauty of Krishna. That even one nimesh, that is the time required to blink the eye, that is inseparable. That is intolerable. Sorry. So therefore, Kaviraj Goswami quotes another verse from 10th canto when Krishna meets the gopis in Kurukshetra. After a long time, they met Krishna. Gopyacha Krishnamupalabhya chiramabhishtam yad prekshane drishishu pakshma kritam shapanti drigbhiride kritamalam parirabhya sarva tad bhavamapurapi nityayujam durapam. So gopis, when they met Krishna after a long, long separation, they were cursing Brahma. Shapanti. They were cursing Brahma because he created eyelids. So again and again, Brahma is getting cursed by the greatest of the gopis, greatest of the devotees. Kya bana diya? Eyelids, why you have created eyelids? Dimag nahi hai. So that's how they are, blaming. So therefore, with their eyes, they embraced Krishna in their hearts. So therefore, Krishna is thinking, just see, this is my beauty. I want to experience my beauty. What is the sweetness which these gopis are experiencing? Because there is no perfection of eyes than to see Krishna. Akshanvatam phalamidam na param vidama sakhya pashun anuviveshatayor vayasyai vaktram vrajesha sutayor anuvenu justam yairva nipitam anurakta kataksha moksham. This is another verse in the same pastime. Gopis, they are telling, for those who have eyes, there is no greater object of vision than to see Krishna. Akshanvatam phalam. The fruit of eyes is to see Krishna, nothing else. That's why Suta Goswami, he's telling that in the Shaunakadi Rishis, they tell that in human form, if somebody is not seeing the beautiful form of the Lord, his eyes or her eyes, they are like the plumes of peacock feather. That is the understanding. If we have eyes, we should use it in Krishna's service. That's the perfection of eyes. So therefore, Prabhupada writes, just like the gopis, if one can see Krishna continuously, he is fortunate enough. How can we see Krishna continuously? Just like Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, you can see me everywhere. Whatever wonderful, whatever powerful thing you see in this world, it is a spark of my splendor. That is called Krishna consciousness. Because Krishna, he is the abode of loveliness. When Krishna entered Mathura for the first time, all the ladies of Mathura, they were amazed, they were surprised to see the beauty of Krishna. And they are just amazed and overwhelmed, thinking, what is the fortune of the gopis that they were experiencing? They were getting chance to have darshan of Krishna every day. What tapasya they must have performed. Gopyattapakyamacharam yadamushya rupam lavanya saramasamorthamananya siddham drigbhe pibantyanusavabhinavam durapam ekanta dham yashasa shriya aishwarasya. What tapasya these gopis must have performed. Gopyas tapah kimacharam. Because they are seeing lavanya saram, Krishna's body. It is the abode of loveliness. Asamordhvam, there is nobody equal to him, there is nobody greater than him. Ananya siddham, he is the perfection of everything. Lavanya saram samordham ananya siddham. And gopis, they were drinking this every day. Drigbhi pibanti anusava, this nectar, they were drinking every day. Ekanta dham, Krishna's beauty is the only abode, Krishna's loveliness is the only abode of Yasha, Shri and Aishwarya. It's the only abode of beauty, fame and opulence. So therefore, thinking all this, Krishna was thinking, I want to taste my beauty. Apurva madhuri Krishnera, apurva tarabal, yahara shravane mana hoye talaman. Krishna's sweetness is unlimited and mind gets agitated. Anyone who hears about such beauty. So therefore, Krishna, he was attracted by his own beauty, he wanted to taste it. And that was the second reason. So first reason was, he wanted to experience the glories of Srimati Radharani's love. Second, he wanted to taste his own beauty. And now he describes the third reason. The third reason was to taste Radharani's happiness. Saukhyam chasya mad anubhavatah. So Krishna is thinking, that so Kaviraj Goswami says that the conclusion of all the Siddhanta, Rasa Siddhanta is so deep that no one can understand it. Only Swarup Damodar Goswami can understand. Sangite Gandharvasam Shastre Brihaspati Damodar Samar Nahi Mahamati. So he was the constant associate of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is Vishakha Devi. And he is the only one who can experience the deepest of the rasas. And if somebody claims that I also know, then he must have heard from Sarup Damodar. Otherwise, it is not possible. So now Kaviraj Goswami describes the gopis' love. He says the love of gopis is called Rudha Bhava, which is the purest and the spotless. And it is not lust of this world. The gopis' bhava, gopis' love is not lust. So in this whole section, Kaviraj Goswami very systematically, very beautifully describes how the love of gopis is not the mundane lust between a man and woman of this world. Although the pure love of gopis is celebrated as lust, but it is not lust. As great devotees like Uddhava, who are free from all the mundane attachments, they want to taste that love. Then how can it be anything mundane? Gopyah kamad bhayad kamso. It is said, gopis, they achieved Krishna out of their lust. But that lust was not an ordinary mundane lust. There is a gulf of difference between lust and love. Just like iron and gold. No one can compare iron with gold. And then the most famous verse comes. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kam, Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare premanam. That is the difference between lust and love. Atmendriya priti vancha, the desire to gratify one's own senses, is called lust. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare premanam. And desire to satisfy Krishna's senses, that is love. So Srila Prabhupada, he quotes a verse from one of the scriptures. In that, the definition of pure love is given. Sarvatha dhvams rahitam satyapi dhvams karane yad bhava bandhanam yuno sa prema parikirtitaha. What is love? When there is ample reason for the relationship to be broken, but still it is not broken. And there are all the reasons to break that relationship, but still the relationship continues. That means there is love. Otherwise, it is not possible. Only reason the relationship can continue is if you have love. Otherwise, it's not possible. So that is the difference between love and lust. So Prabhupada in the purport, he describes that, anything you do in this world, either, for personal sense gratification or the extended sense gratification for your family, for your society, country, all types of philanthropic activities, they are all manifestations of lust. Because they are all performed for one's own sense gratification. I will be glorified as a charitable person. I will be glorified as a very, very generous person. Because in this world, no one can sacrifice his personal interest. Every activity has some personal benefit involved in it. So wherever there is complete selflessness, that is love. कामेर तात्पर्य निज संभोग केवल कृष्ण सुख तात्पर्य मात्र प्रेम तप प्रबल. So lust means I am the object of enjoyment. My senses, I want to enjoy. And love means I want to serve Krishna, who is most powerful. So the gopis, how they are manifesting this love and not lust. Just see what all they gave up. Pati sutanvayat bhratra bandhavan ati vilangyate tachyutagata gati vidastavo gita mohita kitavayoshita kastya jenishi. Are, we have given up our father, brothers, husbands, all our relatives, and we have come to you and you are rejecting us. They gave up everything. Whatever is dear to a person in this world, they gave up everything. Loka dharma, Veda dharma, Deha dharma, karma, Lajja, Dhairya, Deha, Sukha, Atma, Sukha, Marma. They gave up Loka dharma. They had their duties towards their family. Gave up that. Deha dharma. They gave up all their bodily demands. They are not interested in their own bodily pleasures. Whenever Krishna would play flute, if gopis, they would be dressing, they would have put kajal in one eye and they would leave. They were wearing their dress and they would not wear properly, they would leave. No consideration of their body. Loka dharma, Veda dharma, Deha dharma, karma, they gave up all their fruitive activities. To such an extent, they gave up their shyness, lajja. For a woman, chastity, shyness is a, you know, uh, a jewel for a lady. Gave up that also. Lajja, dhairya, deha sukh, no personal bodily happiness, no sense gratification. Dustyaja arya path, nijapuran, nijaparijan, gave up that arya patha. They gave up the path of chastity. That is why Uddhav ji, he wants to become a Gulmalata. Why? Because he wants to get the dust of the gopis. If he would ask these gopis, they would be embarrassed. He doesn't want to embarrass them. Asamaho charanenu jushamaham syam vrindavane kimapi gulmalataushadina yadustyajam swajanamare patham chahitva vejo mukunda padavim shrutimrityameva. He wants to get the dust of the feet of the gopis because dustyajam, they gave up that which was very, very difficult to give up. What is that? Aryapath, the path of chastity. That is a treasure for a woman. Dustyaja Aryapath, gave up that. Their husbands, their friends, relatives were criticizing them. Swajana karayat taran bhartsyan, they would chastise him, they would scold them. But still, they gave up all that. Sarva tyaga kori kare Krishnera bhajan, Krishna sukha hetu kare prema sevan. Give up everything to serve Krishna. Who will do that? If there is no love, it is not possible based on mundane attraction between a male and female. Not possible. To give up everything to serve Krishna, that requires love. That is called firm attachment to Lord Krishna. And that attachment was spotlessly clean, just like a cloth which is free from any spots. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada writes that the author of Sri Caitanya Caritāmrta, he is advising everyone to give up all the other engagements and engage in service of the Lord, like the gopis. Gopis were not taking care of the body also. But Srila Prabhupada, he quotes Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he tells, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur warns us. We should not mistakenly think that the idea of giving up everything implies that we should not do our mundane duties also. There are many things we have to do to maintain our body, maintain our living, maintain our family, maintain our mind. It is not that we have to give them up. No. Because these duties to maintain the body, it is not for our sense gratification. It is not sense gratification. It is a service to Krishna. So we have to maintain our body. We are not this body, but we are in this body. We have to maintain the body. Otherwise, we will not be able to serve properly. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says there are 5 things. First is swasthya. First priority is health. We have to take care of our health. That is most important. After that, sadhana, our chanting. Then comes swadhyay, reading. Then comes seva, service. And then sadachar. So therefore, health is most important. So Prabhupada clarifies that. Therefore, Kaviraj Goswami says, lust and love, they are completely different. Ataeva kama prema bahut antar. There is lots of difference between kama and prema. What is kama? Kama andha tama prema nirmala bhaskar. Lust is like dense darkness, and lust is like bright sun. That is the difference. And therefore he tells that, therefore the gopis, their love is free from even a tinge of lust. Ataeva gopi ganera nahi kama gandha nij sukha lagi matra Krishna se sambandha. Krishna sukha lagi matra Krishna se sambandha. There is no even slightest taint of lust. They are associating with Krishna only to give him pleasure. Yatte sujata charanam buruham staneshu bhita shanai priyadadhimahi karkasheshu tenatavim matati yadvatatena kimsit kurpadivir bhamati dhir bhavadayushamnah. This is the last verse of the Gopi Gita. Where the gopis are telling, whenever we think of, your entering Vrindavan, our hearts melt. We become so very filled with anxiety because your lotus feet are so soft. They are more softer than the softest parts of our body, our breasts. So we are just afraid of putting your lotus feet on our chest also. And when you go to forest, the path is full of pebbles and thorns. Our mind becomes filled with anxiety. So therefore, for the gopis, they are not at all interested in their own sense gratification. Atma sukha dukkha gopir nahika vichar. They are not thinking about their own sense gratification. Krishna sukha hetu cheshta mano vyavahar. Only thing which is in the mind of the gopis is, how can I serve Krishna? How can I give him pleasure? And for that, they renounced everything. So this is the pure attachment. And therefore, Krishna, when he disappeared from the Ādī-Līlā and then he appeared again, Krishna was telling to gopis that, oh gopis, actually I disappeared just to favor you, because when I was not there, you all were completely conscious of me. I disappeared for your benefit. And although Krishna has made a promise that, I'll reciprocate according to the devotees' endeavor. Yayathamam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamiham. But this promise failed in one circumstance, when the gopis served Krishna. Because Krishna himself says, Naparayeham niravadya samyujam swasadhu krityam vibudhayusha pivaha yama bhajantur jarageha shinkhala samvrishchayat tat pratiyata sadhuna. Naparayeham, O gopis, I cannot repay you back. Naparayeham. Please be satisfied with your service. That's all. Because whatever you have done for me, Yama, Bhajan, Durjara, Geha, Shrinkala, you have broken all your family attachments to serve me. Be satisfied with your service. So therefore, whatever affection gopis they show to Krishna, and whatever affection gopis they show for their own bodies, they would dress themselves, they would, you know, uh, decorate themselves. It was all for the pleasure of Krishna. Because Krishna, he would be happy. So gopis, they think, I have offered my body to Krishna and he is the owner. So if he likes to touch and see my body, I will clean my body, I'll decorate my body. Otherwise, I have nothing to do with this body. So that is the mood of the gopis. And then Kaviraj Goswami tells us there is another, wonderful feature of the emotions of the gopis. So that we'll be discussing next time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय, श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय. Anybody has any questions? Okay, so there are no questions, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shrila Prabhupada ki jai.